My children soon will be gods. この狩りの始まりだ。
Two of the most evil, well, kind of evil, depending on your perspective. Two of the most powerful characters in their respective universes. And funny enough, both of them now owned by Disney. Because I think when this was released, 9 years ago, well, yeah, I think actually both of them were, both of them were still under the control of Disney, I think. But Darth Vader versus Dr. Doom.
9 years ago, before a lot of people, I think, started to realize exactly what the power scaling was for comic books.
Which is ridiculous.
Because this is no question. Like, no way in hell Darth Vader can come close to competing with a comic book character.
You think?
Yeah. Like,
well,
this is a complete shutout. Like,
well,
it has to be.
Well, it depends on what they want to include from Darth Vader, because if they're going to, well, they can't officially include, like, some of the expanded universe stuff because it's considered Star Wars Legends and isn't officially canon anymore.
Was it as
bullshit,
of 9
by
years
the way.
ago, or?
Yeah.
When did they do that?
I think this was right when the Force the Force Awakens came out. You know, episode 7, 2015. So this is around that time. I mean, we'll see. All things considered, though, Darth Vader versus Dr. Doom. This is a death battle that has been around for a long time, and we're just now getting to it because timing. Timing isn't always our best asset. Also, this is back when they were still going by ScrewAttack.com, and before they just dropped that and went to Death Battle. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is back before Fullscreen basically bought them and made them do all that shit. Which
he's got a full screen shirt on, so.
Oh yeah.
Can't be before that.
Well, I guess this is just when they got partnered with. This is how they did it. Fullscreen basically said, "Oh, we want to partner up with you." And then very slowly they eroded away the foundation of each individual company that they partnered with and inserted their own cronies, who basically gave them full control and full power, and voted out all the people who were actually in power of those old companies and put in their own people. That's basically what they did. They did it at Screw Attack, they did it at Sugar Pine 7, they did it on Cow Chop, and then they did it at Rooster Teeth, and look how that all turned out. Where's Rooster Teeth now? Where's Rooster Teeth now?
In the ground.
Exactly. Thanks, Fullscreen. Jackasses. Anyway. Yeah, so Darth Vader versus Dr. Doom. Star Wars versus Marvel. He's already decided Dr. Doom has won. We'll see. I'll see how I feel once they read out the power scaling and all that. And I guess might as well get into it. So here we go.
Hey everybody, I'm Chad, I play Boomstick.
I'm Ben, I play Wiz.
And we have a favor to ask. After the video, click the link in the description. It's going to take you to podsurvey.com/battle, where you can fill out a quick anonymous survey.
The survey is about making sure that you don't see ads you don't want to see. And if you filled out a survey for us in the past, this is a brand new updated one with a brand new opportunity to get a $100 gift card to Amazon.
So go do that after the video, but right now, it's time to see Darth Vader take on Dr. Doom.
These two masters of evil are experts at bending others to their will, but beneath the mask lies the scars of their past. Literally. Darth Vader, Dark Lord of the Sith, and Dr. Doom, Sovereign Ruler of Latveria. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick, and it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Darth Vader. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, this masked murderer was one of the most dangerous and respected killers among the stars. Nobody stood a chance. He was a force to be reckoned with.
What's that?
Shoot, what was the name of the movie?
Which one?
Was it
Rogue One? Oh no, Rogue One hadn't come out yet.
Yeah. So, like, they don't even have the scene of him actually, like, badassedly killing all those dudes in the hallway yet.
Arguably the most... Okay, I'm not going to say arguably. It is the most intimidating Darth Vader scene
the most
ever.
savage he's ever been portrayed.
Oh, yeah. Like, it shows him at his true, like, peak Sith. My God.
That's, like, hands down my favorite thing Star Wars has done at any point since the original trilogy. It's like my second favorite probably being Jedi Fallen Order, but like that scene was dope.
But before he was a Dark Lord of the Sith, he was Anakin Skywalker, an innocent child sold to slavery on the...
Also, Jake Lloyd, I'm proud of you for actually getting your condition under control and handling your substance abuse problems.
I've not heard about that.
Yeah, his mother actually shared it. Jake has been clean for 18 months, and he's doing really good. And I'm happy about that because Jake Lloyd did not deserve the shit that he got for like Star Wars. He did not deserve it. I mean, he was a kid, and he got shoved into the limelight as one of the biggest characters in cinematic history, and he wasn't ready for it. Like, they should have gotten someone older. If anything...
Child actors consistently have it rough, it seems.
Well, I don't know. There's a lot I could say, but... Yeah.
Macaulay Culkin went through some similar shit from what I heard.
Heroin addiction, bad, too. Like, he's talked about it at length. Like, how bad it was for him. Jesus.
Harsh desert planet of Tatooine.
Anakin was a prodigy mechanic, a prodigy pod racer, and a prodigy Jedi. So I'd say the junk dealer who bought him got a pretty sweet deal. You know, apart from the whole ownership of people thing. Then Liam Neeson showed up and measured his power level to find out that this kid was the chosen one.
Midichlorians are bullshit.
Just introduce something great that would bring balance to the all-powerful Force. Whatever the f*** that means.
Okay, as much as I love George Lucas for creating this amazing universe, midichlorians are one of his dumbest decisions he's ever made for like trying to elaborate power scaling in this universe. It makes no sense. The connection to the Force depends on the Force user's faith in the Force. That's how it should be. That's how it needs to be. It is not something that should be numerically measured or anything like that. It is beyond our full understanding of how the Force 100% works. And that's how it should be. But no. Yeah,
it's trying to put too much lore to something that's supposed to be more of an unknowable, like, factor.
Yeah.
It's like what Ridley Scott did to fucking Alien with Covenant. Like, removing mystery from things that are better with mystery.
And Dave Filoni, I love you, Dave. You're one of the best writers in Star Wars history. But you don't need to try and make excuses for George Lucas's faux pas, all right? You don't need to try and do that. You already have proven yourself to be one of the best writers in Star Wars history with your work on the Clone Wars and everything else in between. You have proven and the Mandalorian. You've proven yourself. So, anyway.
Freed from slavery and trained under Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin grew into an extremely powerful Jedi, capable of lifting starships and crushing buildings with just his mind. He quickly rose through the Jedi ranks to the very top, and led the legendary 501st Legion in the galaxy-wide Clone Wars.
He also grew into a really arrogant and whiny douche.
It's all Obi-Wan's fault.
Once again, this portrayal... I do not hate Hayden Christensen for this portrayal. I hate George Lucas for his writing and his directing of this character. Because Hayden Christensen's a good actor. Come at me, comments. Bring it on. I will point out plenty of times he has acted in films and he has killed it. This is a very bad example of his acting, and it's because George Lucas basically didn't know what to do. He should have called up Lawrence Kasdan or someone who actually understands character development to, like, come in and polish up these scenes. Because what a missed opportunity, man. Anyway.
He's holding me back.
Naturally curious to an extreme, the vast potential of the Force was intoxicating to Anakin. Unable to accept loss and pain, Anakin sought new powers to fix his problems. After a premonition...
Actually, there's one scene in the Clone Wars, I swear to God, or Attack of the Clones, I swear to God, it is one of the most epic moments, and it shows the true conflict with Anakin of, like, his character, who he is as a... as a Jedi, and what awaits him in the future as a Sith. And it's whenever he is riding on the speeder bike, whenever he's looking for his mother, the look of determination on his face, the music in the background, and also when they basically make him like silhouette with the sun, and his silhouette becomes Darth Vader. It is truly great visual storytelling. And then he opens his fucking mouth because of the shitty dialogue that George Lucas wrote for him.
Of his pregnant wife's death, he decided he had no choice but to turn to the dark side of the Force for answers.
Henceforth, you shall be known as Darth Vader.
Despite being trained in the Jedi's pacifism, Anakin learned that he was really freaking good at killing people and murdered nearly the entire Jedi Order. His punishment? A tearful breakup with his old master and a leisurely dip in a pool of lava.
After some pretty intense reconstructive surgery, he was rebuilt as the black-cloaked Lord of the Sith, Darth Vader.
In all honesty, I think that, once again, no, it's just, once again, good job, George Lucas. Good job.
If there was anything you hated about Anakin
Also,
before,
rest in peace,
don't
James
worry,
Earl Jones.
Vader is nothing
I don't
like
think
that whiny
that
little
can be
prequel
stated
bitch.
enough.
He's a badass through and through with one of the coolest voices of all time.
The ability to destroy a planet is insignificant next to the power of the Force.
Vader's body was sustained by his
Rest
dark
in peace,
armor,
James Earl
a
Jones.
mobile life support system designed to protect what was left of him and intimidate foes.
The suit enhanced his vision, hearing, and physique. With his robot limbs, he can leap dozens of feet and lift several hundred pounds, all without having to use the Force. The armor is even dense enough to deflect lightsaber blows.
Oh, I assumed he was using the Force when he did that shit.
Partially, but also cybernetic enhancements do lend quite the helping hand with that too.
Unfortunately for Vader, his new body had several problems. The armor was cumbersome and weighed him down. Much of it was mismatched, snagging and pulling on his body. His incessant raspy breathing often kept him awake. His synthetic skin itched constantly, and the control panel on his chest would sometimes beep for no reason at all.
You're saying in this technological marvel of an age,
Never
we
heard
can
all
fix
those
one
facts
person
about
who's
him.
fallen into lava?
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
It's very likely Vader's Sith Master, knowing his new student could become more powerful than himself, included these faults on purpose. While it caused problems for Vader at first, he quickly grew accustomed to his suit's limitations and modified his fighting style to complement his new stance and strength. And while his life support systems are vulnerable to electric overload, should the worst happen, he can use the Force to sustain himself for several hours.
Vader wields a dual-phase lightsaber. Unlike normal lightsabers, which are already cool as shit, Vader can manually adjust his to double its length. But if it lasts for more than 4 hours, he needs
I didn't
to
know that either.
Yeah, it's the little nuances that you read about in the appendices about the Star Wars trilogy. It's actually kind of cool. Vader, like, that's one reason why Vader's like fighting style has changed so much. Because you saw him when he was Anakin. He was flying all over the place, like really flashy moves and all that. Now that he's in this armor,
He literally
he
uses what's called heavy style in Jedi Academy.
Yes.
Because you have basically 3 stances of saber combat with a single saber in Jedi Academy. You have fast style, you have mid style, and then you have heavy style.
And he's
And
heavy.
he basically uses heavy.
Well, he's a tank.
He's just like
What do you
chopping
expect?
through stuff, you know.
I mean,
Which in the game was like hard to time, but like if you hit people, it was like usually an instant kill, you know.
And that's how Vader worked. Well, look at his work in Rogue One. That is very evident of like heavy style. I mean, just like walking through like a tank, not giving a fuck, just like using the Force to deflect.
The way you watch him put his shoulders behind his swings and stuff, like really lends to like his swings looking way heavier than anybody else's saber swings. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's good choreography.
The Doctor.
Very good.
All too easy.
With his unmatched connection to the Force and training in both Jedi and Sith arts, he's learned a variety of techniques. He can deflect energy blasts with nothing but his hands, anticipate his opponent's next moves, and increase his speed and strength. And though his mechanical limbs cannot channel Force lightning like his master, he can condense and launch a ball of electricity called kinetite.
And he can always use telekinesis to lift people up and choke the ever-living hell out of them. A power that would come in handy if you ever had to deal with an annoying co-host.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
Using the dark side of the Force, Vader embraces his passion and rage in battle, complementing his extremely offensive fighting style. The angrier he gets, the deadlier he becomes.
He's defeated tons of Jedi Masters, including Obi-Wan himself. He matched his secret apprentice Galen Merrick in Force combat, who is powerful
Obi-Wan
enough to
kinda
move
let him
Star
win, though.
Destroyers.
Well, yeah, he did. Because Obi-Wan at that point was just like ready to become one with the Force. Plus, he knew he was near the end of his life.
And plus, he knew ahead of time that like that was going to be what put Luke on the path to becoming the savior, basically.
Yeah, he knew that if he saw that happen, it would make Luke basically desire to like for justice.
It'll be the motivation he needed to like continue to become a Jedi, essentially.
Yeah.
And killed a doppelganger of Darth Maul by impaling himself. Damn, that's dedication.
And finally, after discovering his long-lost son, Vader had a change of heart. He rescued
killed
his
the
son
Emperor
by sacrificing himself to destroy the Sith once and for all. Or at least until the next movie comes out.
I have already talked at length about my distaste for the sequel trilogy.
Yeah, let's not.
Not going to do it.
Darth Vader is impressive. Most impressive.
There is no escape. Don't make me destroy you.
Dr.
Hello,
Doom,
Victor.
master of science, sorcery, and his own country, Doom is undoubtedly one of the most dangerous villains in the Marvel multiverse.
I mean, just look at him. He looks like death itself. But before he was Lord of Latveria, Victor Von Doom was a gypsy.
His father was a highly intelligent doctor who died of frostbite, and his mother just so happened to be a satanic witch who accidentally sold her soul to the devil.
Poor orphan Victor was determined to master both science and magic to honor his parents. And
My mother was a witch.
To be honest, I never
She
knew
was
like
born
anything
alive.
about Doctor Doom, really. So, just,
Dr.
like,
Doom
I've obviously
is-
known he's a villain. Like, I've known his name for a very long time, but I never really knew his origin or anything.
a man who desires power and order more than almost anyone else. And that's my thing with Dr. Doom, is that that's what I can understand his desire for order, because in his desire for order, he wants to make it to where no one will have to suffer. But it's sort of like how Thanos does it, but Thanos wanted to eliminate half of like the population of the universe to like make enough. Doom isn't like that. Doom basically wishes to be a dominant force to where everyone will kneel, and if they don't, they will be destroyed. And that's...
It's a dictator.
Yeah. And I can understand his will and his desire to make things better, but at the cost of how many lives? Literally, I remembered, and actually there was one Doctor Doom storyline. I can't remember which Earth it was, but it basically ended up with Victor sitting alone atop his throne in Latveria with no one left to follow him. And he decided that what he would do was rebuild the world, and he would basically make it to where, like, whatever civilization comes after will have everything in place to basically carry on, to basically, like, have the perfect existence.
I also can't ever remember, like, which superhero in the Marvel universe is he usually paired up against the most?
Fantastic Four, Silver Surfer.
Okay.
Also the Avengers. He's gone against the Avengers multiple times. Basically, he's a more classic style villain. Also, MF Doom, one of my favorite rappers ever, based his like dress style
Murderface Doom.
Oh yeah, off of Victor Von Doom.
I was educated about him in high school by my buddy Aaron.
I learned about MF Doom whenever I was introduced to the Mad Villain record, which changed my life, dude. That's one of my favorite like conceptual rap albums ever. Him and Madlib.
It was recommended to me as like a place to get into rap at, and I bounced right off of him. Didn't vibe.
Damn. I'll say this much.
Maybe I would think differently of it nowadays, but back in high school, I was just like, no, this doesn't appeal to me.
I was going
at
to
all.
say one of yours and mine favorite albums of all time has it's actually kind of cryptic. Demon Days by the Gorillaz. The song November Has Come. Doom is the featured rapper is the featured artist on that.
Okay.
And
he's also collaborated with some of the nerdcore rappers that I listen to.
Yeah. But you know what makes November Has Come so cryptic? MF Doom died on October 31st. So, when November has come, that's when you know it's the anniversary of MF Doom's death.
Is that in lore, or did he actually die?
He actually died.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he died in like 2021, I think. 2020, 2019, I think. Let's see. When did MF Doom pass away? Hold on. MF Doom. 2020. Yeah, October 31st, 2020. Man. Gosh. And he was only 49 too, man. That's the thing that's the shittiest part. He still had so much more to go. Anyway.
I couldn't remember if I could remember anybody he collabed with or not, but
he's been around, dude. He sampled like drops on everybody. Anyway.
He did.
By secretly combining technology and sorcery, Victor made a name for himself with a number of miraculous inventions, including a robotic duplicate of himself dubbed a Doombot.
And get used to seeing those things. I mean, like, every time Doom has been killed, it turns out it was just a Doombot.
This isn't Doom at all. It's some kind of Doombot.
No wonder he didn't use the ring. It's a complete fake.
He eventually developed a machine designed to take him to and from hell itself to rescue his mother.
But it blew up in his face.
Literally.
Really, it blew up in his face.
After the accident, despite his only injury being a single scar, Victor was horrified that his always perfect face had been tainted. Victor ran away to the Himalayan mountains and ended up joining a group of Tibetan monks.
He soon put them to work building him an awesome suit of armor to enhance his power and hide his face. He was so eager to get the damn thing on that he put on the metal mask before it cooled down, messing up his face even more.
This armor magically severed his physical connection to the world, shielding him from the nightmares and transforming him into a cold engine of logic. Thus,
so
he
is that
took
mask
the name.
now stuck to his face?
Basically.
How does he eat?
He does, well, it's basically like a nutritional thing that he has inserted into his mouth. And, yeah, also, it's a parable also of Man in the Iron Mask because of the duality of Victor Von Doom himself.
Dr. Doom.
Victor, please.
It's
Call me Doom.
With his new armor, Dr. Doom soon conquered his home country, Latveria, claiming the throne for himself.
Is he really a doctor?
Well, he was expelled from college, but he just gave himself a Latvian doctorate once he was running the country. So technically, yes.
What a cop-out. Those of us with degrees had to work hard for our doctorates.
Oh, yeah? Tell it to Ralph Stanley. Ralph Stanley spent over 50 years on the road before he got his doctorate degree. You gonna tell him his ain't worth it?
You do not have a
Well, you can't because Ralph's dead, so.
doctorate.
Yaha, check it out. Got it in poultry science, specializing in the frying.
Well, holy shit.
Anyway, Doom's armor is mostly made of titanium, but there's way more to it. With it, he's strong enough to lift buildings, survive blows from Thanos' Infinity Gauntlet, and one-shot the Incredible Hulk. Plus, it has a force field, jet boosters,
Yeah, right
and
there.
energy
He can
blasters.
survive blows from
And
the
also a
Infinity Gauntlet. I don't think Vader can do shit to him.
No, I don't think so either. I think that basically like seals the deal for me too, man.
Molecular expander, which can enlarge small objects he keeps with him. Handy for turning tiny pebbles into giant boulders.
Maybe I should look into this science thing.
The armor also has numerous methods of energy absorption and manipulation, giving him complete control over all sorts of machinery.
It might just be the most overpowered suit in comic history. I mean, it even has pieces of the True Cross to protect against Dracula and other undead enemies.
It not only increases his physical strength, but
Oh,
also
you're
his
here,
magical
Dracula, you
abilities,
big
which includes
fucking nerd.
teleportation, mind transference, demonic summons, mystical blasts, and numerous other spells he's learned over the centuries. Yes, I said centuries. Doom time traveled to the earliest days of magic and learned all he could before returning to the present the normal way, by waiting.
Ah, yes,
Damn.
I think I'll be immortal today. But as awesome as his armor is, Doom's still a badass without it. One time, Doom found himself stranded on another Earth, buck naked after being switched with his arch nemesis Reed Richards by a celestial. Long story. Anyway, he gets attacked by a lion, which he straight up killed with a single punch. Then
Who is he,
turned into a
Shikasa?
pretty sweet suit.
Under Doom's rule, his country Latveria prospered. Its people loved their new dictator, though the rest of the world was of a different opinion.
Probably because he keeps trying to conquer it all.
Well, whether Doom is a bad guy is a bit up for debate. Sure, there was that one time he sacrificed the woman he loved to hell and had her skin turned into leather armor he wore, but for a long
The
time,
fuck?
Doom's top
Yeah, Victor in his pursuits of power has done truly awful things. Sacrificing the woman he loved is right up there with like some of the worst stuff he's done.
priority was actually rescuing his mother from damnation.
And he eventually pulled it off. With that off the list, Doom did what any magically powered titan of science would do. He went time hopping to the future.
Doom explored thousands of possible future timelines, and what he saw convinced him he needed to take over the world. See, Doom truly believes he must conquer the world, as that is the only possible future freed from suffering and want.
There you go.
Kinda right. I mean, even the Panther God of Wakanda backed him up, and that guy looked into, like, all the futures.
However, despite his overwhelming power, intellect, and intentions, Doom is extremely arrogant to a fault.
It's ridiculous. I can't even count how many times Doom had world domination within his grasp and then dropped the ball. I mean, one time he stole the godly power cosmic from Silver Surfer and still lost because Mr. Fantastic tricked him into flying into a power cosmic sucking force field.
But if Dr. Doom could just keep his ego in check, nobody could ever stand in his way.
Your plan to destroy them has failed, Master. Failed.
Also, if he can do that just by looking at a guy that's mostly a robot.
Imagine what he's going to do to Vader.
Thing to Vader.
Yeah. I just found it hilarious. He's just like,
Your plan to destroy them has failed, Master. Failed.
and it's like, why do that to the guy who was loyal to you? To prove a point? Like, who are you proving a point to? There's only one other person in the room.
Dr. Doom does not fail.
Doom does not fail.
All right, the combatants are set. Let's end this debate once and for all.
It's time for a death battle!
Do we even need to like debate it?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Dr. Doom easily.
Doom.
I love Darth Vader, but
I do too. But this is way out of his depth.
like I said, this had to have been made before people started to realize, yeah, comic book heroes are always going to win versus like anybody else, pretty much.
Keep in mind.
So I didn't even realize that when I first started watching Death Battle, and I was watching it way after this with you guys, and I was just like, oh, comic book heroes are basically always going to win, like versus like anime or anything else. Like,
true.
His power scaling is just too large. Probably because of how long they've been around.
Yeah. Hey.
Lord Vader, we ambushed the rebels orbiting Felucia, but Skywalker escaped. Again. I apologize. I shouldn't have been so hasty to begin.
An unwise decision.
The fuck?
This farce is over. Bow before me. Don't underestimate the power of the Force. I can sense it.
Hey, the fact that Doom can straight up block a lightsaber with his suit too, like.
Yeah.
It is pointless to resist.
You broke my camera. It's a Doom bot.
All too easy.
Try again.
Enough. Beware my power. What is the meaning of this?
Damn.
Jesus.
Impressive. Enough.
Nah.
It is pointless to resist.
Ouch. You are manually breathing right now. Oh.
Got you!
Yep.
Knew it.
Vader?
Darth Vader was extremely powerful, certainly capable of obliterating a basic Doombot. However, Dr. Doom himself is in a league of his own.
Vader may be the chosen one, but Doom's experience mastering magic and science trump the Sith Lord. Plus, while Vader has proven his strategic prowess over 2 decades of experience leading an army, Doom has successfully led a country and then a whole planet.
And of course, Dr. Doom's armor is absurd. Its magical barriers and separation from the physical world have protected him from reality warping and telekinetic attacks from the likes of Thanos and the Silver Surfer, whose power makes Vader's lightsaber and force choke look like child's play. Even if Vader could get through that suit, Doom's mind is armored by his sheer willpower, preventing any of Vader's force-powered mental reading or manipulation.
Unfortunately, Vader was forced to meet his doom.
The winner is Dr. Doom.
Yep, saw that coming.
Yeah, I did too.
Next time.
Doesn't matter next time. Oh, look, it's Superman versus Goku. Again.
Or was it for the first time back then?
No, I think this was the second time. Yep, second time, because Super Saiyan God.
Ready for a rematch?
After hundreds of thousands of requests, we are doing this. We are bringing in Super Saiyan God Goku for the rematch of the century.
Yep, it's all going down live at SGC, our convention that we put on in Frisco, Texas.
Yeah. So, that was basically, you called it from the jump, basically, and you were right, 100%. I mean, Dr. Doom basically just was toying with Vader, and then Vader just got turned into mulch.
Yeah. Star Wars just does not have the same level of power scaling that the Marvel Universe has. I don't think there's a single character in the MCU that couldn't beat Vader, to be honest. It's like at least a single character with powers, yeah.
Yeah. If we're talking human characters, you know, like Romanov, Hawkeye, or freaking Frank Castle, Punisher, I think Vader would win. But against, like, Iron Man, Captain America, all these other, like, very powerful entities in their own right. Dude, Thor would mop, like, all he'd have to do is just throw lightning at Vader until his suit broke. Mm-hmm. And then just throw Mjolnir at him and just, like, set Mjolnir on top of his chest and just be like, all right, Vader, let's see how tough your head is, and then smashes his head in with his foot. I mean, there's different things he can do. But
Loki would literally disguise himself as Emperor Palpatine. Just be like, good job, Lord Vader. Nail.
Yes.
And then once he was on the floor, he would just be like, let me see your lightsaber, Lord Vader. And he'd probably hand it over, and he was like, bzz, bzz. Well, that takes care of that now.
Yes. And then Palpatine comes in, he'd be like, he walks in, he'd be like, sorry about that, I was in the John. And then, hey, who are you? And what the, Lord Vader? What happened to Lord Vader? You have to make sure you're doing like the hamster hand thing that he always does, like, yeah. Power, infinite power. Anyway, so that's gonna do it. This was the death battle. This was Dr. Doom versus Darth Vader. Kind of a no-brainer on this one. But yeah, if y'all have come this far, if y'all are willing to go a little bit further, then feel free to click the playlists that we have. One will probably be over there by Nick. One will probably be over here by me. This is probably for Renegade TV, where we do our show reactions and everything. And this is a playlist that goes to basically our regular reactions here on Renegades React. So if you want to see more death battles, I'm sure there's some over there that might interest y'all. But y'all feel free to like and subscribe. And until next time, I'm Nate.
I am Nick.
Y'all be good people. Take care. Peace.